Well, hello everyone, what is going on? It is the Almighty Geoff and we're here with episode 4 of What Remains of Edith Finch. In the previous episode we went through the majority of the remaining stories. We had Sam, who was Edith's grandfather, who died after he was bucked off the side of a cliff by a deer who he thought, I think it's Dawn, had shot, but turns out it wasn't. And also explored the lives of Gregory, who accidentally was drowned at birth, I think is what it seems to be, and Gus, who got caught in a mini tornado or something like that, something to do with wind. Milton, who is the boy who, he's not necessarily dead, he's just missing, or has been missing since 2003, so it's presumed he's dead at this point, but we managed to go through like his little sketchbook and that, which is actually pretty cool. And finally, which was actually quite depressing, was Lewis, who sort of became consumed by grief or depression or something like that, and well, let's just say he suffered a fate similar to the French royals. Anyway, obviously not to make light of suicide or anything like that, it's just for the sake of the game, obviously it's all fictional. So yeah, I think we've come close to the end of the story. This might be the finale actually. The only stories we have uncovered is that of Dawn and Edie, and I looked it up. I didn't look up any spoilers. I don't know what's happened. I think that obviously they're both dead, but I've not looked up the stories or anything. But apparently, like the very last part of the story is Dawn and Edie, so we've not missed out on anything, which is good. That's what I was worried about when, because I saw sort of moving along each generation. I was like, wait, we've past two people.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
It's kind of a horrible thing to drop on a woman. Literally the day before your own mother / grandmother, like the day before you leave.
Leaving everything behind.
Teaching to learn, Dawn Finch. Sanjay. That's Edith's dad, isn't it?
Been coming for a long time. Maybe I should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Huh. Let's see then.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Oh dear. Thought we were going to have a bit of a situation on our hands.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Super secret. Call me Edith the Ninja.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Finches.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Ooh.
That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never
Pretty
thought
creepy.
I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh, best not have anything creepy. I don't need that.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered.
This isn't good.
I started seeing things.
It's a deer. The one that killed Sam. Well, accidentally killed Sam, I guess.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Oh, there's the
Or
house.
maybe I came back to them.
Pretty crazy how a whole house could just disappear
Things
beneath the
I
waves.
can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
Oh,
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
oh, no.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
No, Edie,
I never
tell me
saw
the
Grandma
stories.
Edie again.
Edie, no.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
God damn it, Dawn.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
Ooh.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Wow.
The rest happened pretty quickly.
Coronavirus. Sorry, again, I shouldn't joke about this.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
That's sad.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself.
I feel like this is going to be the
But I guess if you're reading
baby
this now,
being born.
things didn't work out that way.
Oh, it's getting bright, it's getting bright. Ah, my eyes.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh, Edith died as well. Damn, dude. She died during childbirth. Something like that. That's sad. Yeah, that's the story. For Shirley Dallas. Wow. What a game. That was amazing. It would be very, very short, but it was obviously like a mini story told through a gameplay form, which is just goes to show when people say that games are just nothing, they're just meaningless entertainment. It's a different art form. There's just, I feel like to argue differently is just preposterous. Like you tell stories through films, through TVs, through books, through paintings, comics. So that the other gameplay is just another medium, and that's the best way to play through this one, I feel, and it's definitely been a unique experience, and definitely one I'll enjoy and I'll remember, for a long time, if not forever. It's been quite an amazing game. I'm quite blown apart by it, to be honest. Obviously, it's quite short but intense. It's a slow-moving game, but it tells a long story in what has genuinely been, 4 episodes? But, I've loved all 4 parts of it. I was expecting it to be short, obviously. I intended for it to be a short Let's Play. But I hope you guys enjoyed this story along with me. Thanks, Johan. Yeah, that's an achievement for watching the credits. Or at least watching up to that point. But obviously I want to make sure that everyone who worked on this game gets the credit that they deserve. Because obviously everyone's put in so much work. I think we'll be able to look at the journal again at the end. We'll see if Edie and Dawn had their sketches added to the journal. I think they did. But there is also one more achievement, which is quite cruel, actually. It's called Loop de Loop, which is to replay Calvin's story. And obviously his was the one where you were on the swing. So for the sake of this being a 100% completionist run, where we've got all the story told and all the achievements and peoples and this, that and the other, we'll finish up with that, I think, just so we can fairly put a line under the game and make sure we've got everything. But yeah, I'll sit through the credits first. It's quite a unique way of doing credits as well, showing like younger pictures of them all. But yeah, I could literally I'll just end up keep going. But yeah, I love this game. But yeah, I did. But it truly was. Megan Ellison. These are like the voice actors. Oh, maybe not. Maybe these are just the people working for that company. But I am going to be following up this game with another short game that basically tells a story through the gameplay art form, which is Journey. And I assume a lot of people have heard of that. I think it's quite old, Not quite old, around 2014, 2015 maybe when that game came out. It's a bit older than this one, a bit longer as well, if I recall correctly. So that'll replace this one. But yeah, obviously the big shout out and thanks to Ron for suggesting this as a Let's Play, because it's been genuinely quite an experience. I may have ended up playing this game through my own choice, but I never really considered it before this. Yeah, there they are. Dawn and Edie. The replay story option is now available. Hang on, sorry, that's my controller. Okay. So yeah, we're going to replay a story. So, I don't know what stories Edie's and Dawn's would have been. I guess Edie's was walking through towards the old house and Dawn's was the ending. But yeah, quite cruel. We're going to have to replay Calvin's. Oh dear.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Alright, go on. Give me the awful achievement.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, the loop-de-loop-de-loop. That's just cruel. Okay, yeah, there we go. That is the end of the series. Once again, that was truly an amazing experience to play. But before we wrap up, let me thank my amazing patrons. My £5 plus patrons are Ron Highland and For the Snake. You can find links to their channels as well as my other £3 plus patrons in the description down below. And on screen you'll see credits to my £1 plus patrons. Thank you so much, everyone. It's truly appreciated and it goes a long way to help the channel, so I do thank you a lot for that. And if you wish to join those patrons, you can follow the link in the description down below to my Patreon page. But you don't have to do that because at the end of the day, I hope you guys enjoyed this series. If you did, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. And also be sure to share the video. And I'll see you guys in episode 1 of Journey. Bye guys.